This video does not have a script. I have no talking points. I'm just going to talk openly to the camera about the future of not only this channel, the future for myself, and kind of a reflection about Hytale and kind of what it went. I don't know if I let it sink in yet, and it might come over in this video, so I apologize if it gets a little emotional. 2018, December 13th was the trailer. I remember watching it and being super excited. I remember seeing it and thinking this was going to be my ticket. That this was something that I was actually really passionate about. I think a lot of people felt in a similar light about Minecraft, where the game got kind of stale. I mean, it was a dying time for Minecraft too, so even the YouTube and content creation side of it, everything just kind of felt boring in the gaming industry, and then that trailer popped up, and that kind of sparked a light in so many people. I mean, it was, I think it was the third most watched game trailer of all time. I mean, GTA 6 blows that all out of the water, but it made history, and I don't think that can be ignored, even though the game doesn't exist anymore and maybe never existed. I made so many friends. I made so many memories. I have a lot to thank for Hytale. I'm wearing the log.drip. This was a shirt made by Ryan in the community, and all of the Hytale memorabilia I have. The Hytale beanie. This is probably going to be my most prized clothing piece. I think we can call that most prized item that I own now. It's history. I think a lot of Hytale's history. I have spent so much time investing into this game, and to see it all kind of disappear within, I mean, it was a Discord message for me. Hugo sent the message and I didn't even think it was real. Not because it's like, oh, Hytale can't get canceled, but because I clicked the link. And I mean, if you've been in the Hytale community, you're familiar with the fact that people can fake blog post links. You just put a different URL and it looks like a new Hytale blog post. But I clicked it, and because I installed a different browser and I had like a new speed reader option on, it summarizes articles for, ease of reading. So it opened up in this weird window, and I've never seen the speed reading window before. So I was like, what is this weird HTML website that you sent me? But I didn't write it off because he obviously sent it for a reason, and the text looked real. It wasn't just like an old blog post. So I checked Twitter and I saw Noxie's tweet, and I felt like a weight in my stomach because I was expecting delays. 2027 was realistic. End of 2026. Obviously, I've always been super optimistic about the game. I've always made optimistic predictions with release dates, mainly to boost my confidence and kind of keep my morale up, but also because I just wanted maybe manifestation. I don't know what it was, but it's not the possibility of it getting delayed, even 2027, which is far away, but I was okay. I was going to live with that. I don't think I ever had the idea that the game would get canceled, especially under Riot's backing. I thought that was kind of like a safe shield. That was something I always told other people. I was like, yeah, I mean, it's going to blow up regardless. They have Riot Games behind it. They know marketing. They know how to make a game grow and blow up. And then they cut the plug. I have a bunch of Hytale stuff in front of me. All of the Thankmas. I think Thankmas is one of my favorite things. I got so many little tokens from Thankmas. This is from 2021. I got the Trork. I got all of these beautiful postcards, 1, 2, and 3. And on the back of them, they say, thank you for participating. love from the Hytale team. I don't know if it's focusing. This one says, "May the pigeon dagger miss you entirely. Merry Christmas from Hypixel." Let me see if I can get that to focus. We'll see if it focuses. And then this one is, "Congratulations on another successful Hytale or Thankmas event." I think that's something I'm most proud of, that I was allowed to have the pleasure of being a part of. We raised a total of $50,000 and $467.35. I don't know what year it is, but we built a house in Africa because of our community. I was able to start a podcast. Everyone told me it was a bad idea to start the podcast. And it turned out to be probably one of the most successful Hytale projects ever. This was a time where we were getting no news. I mean, we were getting no news for a while, but this was really a big drought. And I don't know what the original reason was or why I even wanted to do it with Canadian Flash or Chris. We just decided to record and kept doing it every single week. And every single week it somehow grew, which confused me, because we were just talking about in a full hour about a game that doesn't exist, that doesn't have updates, and that doesn't have a release date. And people wanted to listen to us talk about it for an hour every single Sunday. And every single time it grew. It still does not make sense to me. We were able to start the Hytale Podcast Discord, which ended up, we like to claim that it was the most active Hytale Discord, and probably to certain extents it was the most active at a time. And we had people every single week wanting new episodes and wanting to hear us talk about this game because we were just so passionate about it. Even during the roughest of droughts, 6 months of no tweets, no blog posts, no postcards, we kept posting. And people kept tuning in, and I didn't know why. And at the end of the year, people sent me images that my podcast was on their Spotify Wrapped. That people listened to me that much that I got on their spot. That was probably one of the craziest things, because I never even considered the fact that people would care that much. And we were able to do it. How many episodes? This is unscripted, so I'm looking this up now. How many total podcast episodes did we do for the Hytale podcast? Login. Okay, we're gonna do this live. I am super curious. I'm logged in over here. We did a total. Okay, I'm not logged in. I think it was close to 80. Oh, I'll find out on Spotify. Hytale Podcast. What was the last number that we uploaded? 79. And we're going to do a final one. So we did a total of 80 episodes. That's crazy. 2 white guys with a microphone. That was really fun. And it got me to get close with Canadian Flash with Chris. I got to meet him because of Hytale, because of the podcast. We met up and did an IRL podcast. I don't know if this is, I think this is public information, but they asked everyone in the community to submit a video to be displayed to the devs, and we didn't know when or where it was going to be. Turns out it was at HyCon, where all of the devs were in a gigantic hall, and they just played all of our videos on a big projector. And the timing was just so perfect because Chris was in Orlando at the time, and we were able to record that special message to the developers in person. Crazy. We got to play Helldivers with John Hendricks and Buddha Cat, which is also such a surreal thing to think about, that we we played with the executive producer and the community manager. Crazy. We got to interview Budakat, who's the community manager. Got to know a lot about his personal life. I got to know a lot of the devs, and they've been all very, very kind and very supportive. It's probably one of the most supportive communities I could have ever thought to be in, that the developers are so active and able to listen to the community as well. We had so many Hytale insider jokes, some that even made it to the official posts, which is funny to think of. I started posting under every single time Hytale tweeted. Wake up, babe. Hytale just tweeted. And that turned into a cult following where every single time, I don't know how I got to the tweet so early every single time, but chronically online maybe, but every single time I posted it, and it would always have the most likes. And it got to the point where other accounts started posting it. There were times where I maybe was in class and someone else posted it, just trying to keep up the tradition. And it got so far to where TeamSpeak started posting my image. TeamSpeak of all people was posting my image under a new Hytale post. That was super, super funny to think about. I have all these pins sitting in front of me. I don't know what to do with them yet. I'll show them to the camera. I got, is it going to focus on? Yeah, there you go. I got this one. I got this one. I got a Gaia. Hold on. Focus, please. There you go. I got a Gaia. And what is this one? I got a Varen, too. I got a Varen. I don't know what to do with these yet. And I got three Hytale pins. This is memorabilia that's probably priceless. And I will never give away. But I think probably Myne the most. I actually don't know if I have any items in my life that I care more about than these silly items. The Hytale mug that I almost broke during a podcast on camera. That was probably one of the scariest moments. I lost my Hytale beanie. I was working a large sporting event last year, and I came back the second day and I didn't have my beanie anymore. And I searched the entire day and I couldn't find it. And I posted on Twitter that I think I lost it. And I said it was the worst day of my life, and it felt heart-wrenching to have lost something so important to me. And Budo reached out to me saying, hey, if you don't find it, let me know and I can replace it. And that really meant the world to me. I was able to find it, luckily, but even that gesture of him reaching out to me, saying, hey, I know how much that means to you, that meant so much. Trying not to cry. It's a bit difficult. I definitely will cry at some point. I'm hoping not on camera. I'm hoping I can keep my composure. I don't know what other dev team or community would reach out because I lost a beanie, or even care about that. But that was one of the most personable and sympathetic things that probably happened. I did a lot of personal projects in Hytale. I made an album. I made multiple songs and music videos. I produced an ad for this beanie. The first song I ever released, Hytale's Releasing, the views keep increasing. It definitely aged very poorly. But I would have never expected that turned into a community meme as well. I was just making this song for fun for Thankmas because I thought making music was fun. And over months and months and now years, people have kept reciting the chorus of it, of Hytale's Releasing, the views keep increasing. It got so far to where I think it was Evie put my song into a modded version of like 3D Celeste, and made an NPC where that crazy stuff. Getting to work with all the artists on the Thankmas album was also just an absolute pleasure. I loved working with absolutely everyone in the community. I think we had every creator possible, almost every creator. I'm sorry if I left you out, on the podcast to interview, to learn more about them, their story, and their kind of goals and ambitions with not only Hytale but with their personal life. So I'm grateful to have gotten to meet all of the creators as well. It's a story I say a lot. People have probably gotten annoyed by this, but 30 Virus is a big community member, or at least was at the start of the game, and still is a pretty big follower of Hytale. He was a YouTuber. He was a Minecraft YouTuber. He still is a Minecraft YouTuber, but I watched his videos in the fourth or fifth grade. This would have been like 13 or 14 years ago. I watched 30 Virus. He was my favorite Minecraft YouTuber for a while, until I watched other people. And getting to be in personal calls, I would say I'm friends with him, tell my fourth grade self that the person you are watching in fourth grade as a child will now have deep conversations about the game that you both love. It is pretty surreal. Log.zip saw my photography because I did a photo shoot with the log.drip. He saw it, and he even followed me. I think he still follows me on Twitter, which is crazy to think about. See, this is the issue with not having bullet points. I'm just kind of going off everything on my brain right now, and I'm probably going to regret not saying certain things. I'm probably leaving a lot of things out. I have always wanted to be a YouTuber since I was a kid. Before it was cool. Right now it's like really cool. Every kid, like I think over 50% of all kids in school want to be an influencer, YouTuber, TikToker, whatever. But when I was a kid, it was really, really uncool to do YouTube. There was barely any money in it, at least when I got interested, and then slowly ad revenue got a thing. But I think I started making videos when I was like in the fourth grade, when I started watching 30. And I made hundreds of Minecraft videos, and obviously school kids found them, and things weren't so funny after that. And that might have been even a reason why I stopped making videos. But I've always done videos and school projects. I've always tried to make videos and tried to be a personality. And with Hytale, I think I really was able to start exploring that. The biggest issue I always had was with the type of content that Hytale kind of forced you into. It was always just either, at the start it was theory videos or speculation videos or news recaps. And that was the only thing that you could make videos on going forward. Let me make sure my audio is still recording. Okay, it is, thank God. Not that I have to use camera audio. And news videos are just so boring. There was no creative input into it. There were no ways to really let your personality shine. There was not even a point to really editing them. There were some videos where I really put some real heart and editing power in it. I'm like, this is one of my best videos that I've ever made. And it was one of the least viewed videos, maybe because just the news wasn't that interesting, even though the video was really good. And then there'd be videos where I would just my last video was kind of an example of that, where I would just pull up the different tweets and read it out, do barely any editing, and it would get so many views. And it kind of confused me, and it frustrated me too, because I'm like, people are not watching for me. People are just watching for the Hytale news, and once the Hytale news is done, they leave. And I also got to see that in the comments, because they started attacking me for some reason, because they thought I was a Hytale developer, or that I was the reason that the game is delayed or not coming out. Weird things. You can't explain YouTube comments, so I never let it get to me, but it was just annoying that I never really got to show off maybe who I am with Hytale, and I was really looking forward to that, especially with streaming, because I think with streaming you can really show off your true self. So that's also a reason why I think probably the majority of people are not going to stick around for anything I do in the future. And I guess I can kind of go into that with the future. What is going to happen with me? What is going to happen with the channel, and the content and everything revolving around it? I'm not going. I made a statement earlier today. This is the start of my content creation career, not the end of it. Because it kind of removed the what if. I was always stuck in the mindset that I don't know when Hytale is going to release. I don't know when they're going to start ramping up information where I can make consistent content. I don't know when this channel or thing will ever take off. And so it was kind of a limbo, a hiatus. And so in a way, this announcement is a weight off my chest, because now I know I don't have to, there's nothing holding me back anymore. There's no niche holding me back. I can just put my full attention into whatever my next endeavors are. And I haven't really decided yet what my future content path is going to look like. I definitely want to make sure that I put that whatever I do, I'm going to be able to put my personality into it. I don't want to just read off tweets or news without being able to show people who I am, because at the end of the day, that will make people only come for the news and not for me. And that's something that I really value. My favorite comments and the most things that have touched me the most is people, especially with the podcast, because that's where we get to show off more of our personality, is them saying that they want to hear what I have to say. And that really meant a lot, because I'm just a random guy. I'm a guy in my room right now, just talking to a microphone, but somehow I was able to make an impact. And I've gotten messages where I became part of their daily routine, and that really meant a lot to me, because everyone has those kind of creators. I have my daily routines. I have podcasts I tune into every time. I have creators where every single time I post, I'm there. I'm watching their streams. I'm watching their videos. And I'm losing track of what I want to say, but it's not the end of me. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing it on this channel, because depending on what I do, the niche might not work well. If it's more of a gaming style videos, then this channel will probably continue uploading just something else. But if it's not gaming, you'll probably find me on a different channel with likely the same alias. I think the name and the profile picture I've got told today is kind of synonymous with me, and it'd be a shame to change that up. Regardless, you'll find out what I plan to do in the future, either with a video on this channel, letting you know what happens, in my Discord, link in the description, or on Twitter, which was where I've been the most active, and I've gotten the most impressions and likes I've probably ever gotten, which normally I'd be super happy about that. I'm a numbers guy. I'm a social media guy. If you've followed me for a while, you know, I love Twitter. I don't love the things around Twitter and things happening on Twitter, but that's basically how I grew. I was basically a no one in the community for a pretty long time, and I started making videos, and then I saw that Hytale News, Fezzi had left it. They kept looking for different voice actors, and because I was one of the only people in the community with a somewhat decent microphone, I mean, I had a squeaky voice, so I wasn't necessarily a good narrator, but because I had a decent microphone, they let me be a voice actor, and I did some narration for them, used that as a portfolio to get into Blockshot because I saw that they were looking for voice actors. Mind you, I was not a voice actor. I had zero skills or talent in that scene, but because I had a hytale portfolio and I had a somewhat decent mic, they for some reason let me in. And through that, I met Chaos. And Chaos had Highcast. And somehow, through talking with him, I was able to make videos for Highcast. And doing that for a little bit got me eventually invited into what a few people in the community might know as High Circle. It's the creator Hytale Discord. And I don't know if I would have gotten into that Discord without Chaos. So I really do have a lot to thank for him. I was basically not known to anyone. I made a few Hytale memes, which is funny too, because I was the meme guy for a very long time. But there was zero competition and they really weren't funny. I basically just, cause I was big into the Overwatch scene in the Overwatch community. So I basically just kept bookmarking Overwatch memes and just copy pasting them and made them into Hytale. And for some reason, people ate them up. And that's kind of how I got my following into Twitter. And then I got into High Circle and started getting to know all of the creators there. I did a Scribble.io video, which was super fun. It's still probably one of the funniest videos on my channel. It's worth watching if you haven't yet. And I think the rest is history. Then I just started making videos. And at some point, I decided, okay, let me take YouTube a bit more serious. Let me take Hytale YouTube a bit more serious. And I started really making a script, editing my videos. And I think the first video that I made ended up getting like 40K views. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, let me continue making these more high quality videos, similar to what Quebec Corner was doing. And it ended up working. The video about the spring blog post, I think, is my most successful video on my channel, disregarding the gameplay video, but I don't count that as a real video. And now we're here. See, I lost track of everything again, which is a bad idea. This is probably, I don't even know how many people are still watching. I guarantee almost every single person clicked off this video because of how long and rambly it is. But if you are still here, I appreciate you. I thank you for the support over the years. And I hope to see you in my future endeavors. I am probably one of the biggest Hytale advocates, biggest Hytale fans. I love Hytale, and I will never stop loving Hytale. Even if the game is dead, the memories live on, the friendships live on, and the merch will live on. I will always get to look back and think about the memories. And yeah, I think I'm gonna stop recording before I cry. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next video.